Good morning, SMF MMT. This is the daily chart of the S&P 500 in the SMF application. So what I'm going to point out is these daily moves that we have had. When we go back and we take a look at what was happening on 11.5, we were making a high here in the S&P. This was that top that we had talked about, this triple action top, and that the S&P had resistance there on 11.5. It had resistance, a lower high at resistance here on 11.8. And look at here. On 11.9, they slid that bid and we went right down amid those bottoms and we leveled off. Back over here, we had the daily breakouts in time. This daily breakout that started this trend over here, that was 10/20 of 2010 is where we broke out at. You can see down here in the info panel, you can see where those are. Those numbers are MMTs. And basically back then, half of that daily bar was 1174.84 on the S&P. But that's where we started to hold half of that buy action. We broke out. We came back. And during this time frame, when we hit that bottom here, this was a little double week. We pulled back a double week, but we set that up with the buy right here. And this buy started on 12.1 on the S&P after we had the reversal highs that I'm showing over here. And these are the reversal highs that we have. Basically, this breakout is an all-time high on the daily chart, and we overcame this triple top here, whereas before we did not over here. And they gapped it up above, and half bar is 1236. It says so right there in our info panel. Okay, so half of this new bar is going to start out on Monday at 1240.40. And we closed positive 9.62 above the previous daily bar. Okay, so we're definitely in a breakout mode. Now I'm going to go to another chart. I'm going to show a standard monthly chart right here to the MMTs. And we are coming up to the major level of where the 2008 fallout happened. And the fallout happened right here at this key level. If you take a look clearly right here, this is where this line that I drew goes back to this support in this 2006 breakout handle. Right? What a nice year that was. And then we consolidated and we put in the all-time tops up in here. The 2008 period came. The 2000 reversal started out, but the main shakedown of this whole trend right here for 08 was right there at about 1228.56, give or take a few. When we take a look at the current environment, we can clearly see that this monthly chart as of 12/11 of 2010 is trying to take out this major level of where that happened right here. And here it is. We're right above it. We're taking out that major high right here. That was a 2010 high reversal. Back here in the flash crash. These are all monthly bars. So we're really going to find out how bullish people are on the S&P when you're taking out that major psychological level. And I think the Lehman Brothers had a lot to do with this collapse over here. This was a major month. That was 9/1. I was here. And that was a big down month in the S&P, and we're coming back to that psychological level. Remember, the Lehman Brothers collapse had a lot to do with this. So here is the top, though. We're taking it out right here. One top, reversal. Here was another top for the month of November right here on 11/1. You can see the high was 1227. Okay, and the current bar right here is the high of that bar is 1240. That's above that 1230.32 handle on the S&P MMTs. So what we're going to watch for is where those buyers come in for the next week's buying. And we'll use our platform on the weekly chart, by the way, so that you can see that we are breaking these major highs in the S&P 500. There has to be where people who feel that they didn't get into the market is to see if those buyers step in and that money starts to come off that sideline to drive the rest of this month, or does it just fail? All last week, MMTs, every time that we were making multi-yearly highs, this is a big high. This is a big high on the S&P. Multi-year breakout. Now the buyers have got to follow through here, and we're going to see by the end of the month, the end of the calendar month, it's a monthly chart, just where we end up on this bullish breakout. Or do they sell it again as they did all of this prior week, which they did do. The daily chart in the SMF platform will be the guide for the SMF MMTs. The other chart is just a standard historical data. This here is a platform that they can use that will guide them through. We're going to see that we can, once again, it's going to come down to if there is any short-term pullbacks, is that these pullbacks are consolidating in price action above that 1230 handle, which we closed. You can see the S&P right here. You can see the close, 1240.4, and you can see it right here. So when we pull back, we want to see where the buyers are going to step in. If we want to pull back where these reversal highs were over here in 11.9, and that particular high that was put in right here, this is on 11.5, and that high was 1227 on the S&P, and this high right here, this wick and this bar right here, the high right here on 12.7, you can see the high was 1235. So that the pullback is support, and that you see lots of people wanting to get involved in the move. And everything in this platform will guide you through that versus the monthly one that I showed you.